So a lot of people would be asking, why don't we just supplement with fish or algae?
Well, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, supplementing with marine omegas is really not an option. It's not really possible, but it's not really desirable for people who are becoming more mindful about sustainability in sourcing nutrition generally. And I feel like everyone at this point ought to be concerned about that when it comes to ocean health and the core sustainability of the way that the oceans affect all life on Earth. And there are also many justified concerns in terms of marine omega-3 sources, bioaccumulating toxins like heavy metals and PCBs. So why go there if you don't have to? And then in terms of algal sources, for their part, they're primarily only offering omega-3 DHA, and that really is only then providing the body only that omega-3, and outside of prenatal and neonatal uses where DHA is clearly warranted because you're building a brain, people don't necessarily need to be taking in high gram amounts of DHA to support key tissue function like the brain or the liver.
I have, though, heard health practitioners kind of, when you bring up that it really only that the algal only really contains much of the DHA, they'll say, but it retroconverts.
Yeah, well, that's actually a misconception, and researchers have really been able to show over the last several years that the so-called retroconversion, if it's happening at all, is actually not due to retroconversion. It's due to slowing down the body's innate ability to metabolize and elongate the precursor fatty acids. So you're seeing a kind of pooling of EPA, which is the metabolic precursor to both DPA and DHA. You're seeing a kind of a pooling effect that's coming because the DHA is inhibiting that pathway.
So we really are then missing out on all of those shorter chain metabolites if we're only supplementing with algal sources then.
Right. You're sort of denying the body the normal metabolic pathway that our cells are accustomed to.
Yeah.
Now, that I want to reinforce, though, that when we're talking about the challenges of building a brain, which is true for prenatal and immediate neonatal uses, like through breastfeeding, then it is absolutely helpful and warranted. But for most of the population of healthy adults, that's no longer the sort of metabolic priority.